Damien Gerard Studios. Welcome to Jessie-May K's Garage Sessions. Let's bring out our guests. KAYMIN, the goofball prodigy. Miguel Cullen-Green.
By me until I die.
Alright now, fellas.
Yeah,
What's cooler than being cool?
ice cold.
I can't hear you, KAYMIN. I said, what's cooler than being cool?
Ice cold.
Alright.
Alright now, ladies,
Yeah.
we're gonna bring this down just a few seconds here. Don't make me bring it down to nothing. I wanna see y'all on your baddest behavior. Oh, lend me some sugar. I am your neighbor.
I'm here with KAYMIN, the goofball prodigy. We've just done our live garage sessions at Damien Gerard Studios. So, KAYMIN, you probably have this a lot, but your music's really captivating because it's centered around the goofball character with like its own lore. Did you always plan that from the beginning, or did it sort of just happen?
I never really gave it much thought. I just started doing it like from very early on. But then I have played this character called the Future Scotsman, and every time I went to a gig I was actually time traveling back in time to save everyone from dying, so they had to watch my show to not die. But then I stopped doing that because it was a bit too wacky. It kind of came from this idea that the whole fairy prince of losers and the goofball. I used to write diary entries when I was like a younger adult than I am now, 18, and I used to turn reality into like fairy tales. Like I would say, today I did this and this, but then I would change it so it was like, and the dark forest was coming, and the wolves were after the prince. Like this weird fantasy world mixed with reality that didn't make sense in my diaries. So I guess I just started putting that into the music, and then that's when I started making the Shakespearean like symbols in all my videos. It all just kind of happened naturally over time.
That's so cool that happens naturally, and it makes sense that like you would refer back to your diary because songwriting is so much like a personal diary at the same time as being like conceptualized and like an art form. It's also really personal. Do you feel that way?
I think so.
Yeah. And how you mentioned that you had other characters, that was one of my other questions. Will there be more characters in the future?
Yeah, there's a few that are like in there that haven't appeared enough, that need more development, like Old Man Phyllis. But there's a few new characters along the way and a few surprises.
That's exciting.
I'm also trying to be more real, more based in reality as well, so not as much of a dreamer, so trying to get it more.
Yeah, what a lot of people might not know is that it's almost time to hang up like Goofball's hat. Like you're going to kind of end his character and give him like a finale and an ending. How was that for you emotionally? Was there any like emotional effect from that, or do you see it as more of kind of like a graduation from something and you're moving on?
It's hard to know if I'm doing it because I want to be understood, like, oh, I want to sell out or something, or if I'm doing it because I'm actually maturing as a person and I don't need to make fantasies all the time and kind of let the music speak for itself. I think that feels like a more mature thing to do, a more mature approach to music for now, to just go make it, just strip everything, all the distractions back and let the music speak for itself. I guess it feels like a new chapter in a way.
That sounds good. It's very true. Like there's a lot of phases and things we go through in life that affect our art. Like for me, I've always been really grateful that I grew up around like artists that were just in front of me all the time, like Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, etc. Who were your first like childhood influences, and how have they affected your music today?
Well, I mean, as a kid, I liked Incubus and Jamiroquai and Angus and Julia Stone and John Mayer.
Ooh.
Teenage times, I used to like Carnival and Tool, and then I liked Norah Jones and Jamie Callum and Jeff Buckley. All that like rock music and experimental and funk music really has given me a diverse palette musically to express myself. I don't know. I think I think there's like a dynamics to my music that I'm always trying to get the maximum dynamics out of, and got many twists and turns. But then there's that storytelling element that I've told dearly.
I love how you had so many artists that influenced you, and you really like branch out like that. I think what's really cool about the modern age is that we have the internet. It's not like a new topic of discussion, but we can just get anyone at any time at the click of a button. And even people like you and me who wouldn't in another time necessarily be able to find like such a wide niche audience, we may not have had as much success as like we do from the internet. How has that affected your musical journey, and where can everyone find you online?
Probably made me spend more time scrolling than making music.
Oh,
to be honest. That's how it's affected my musical journey. But I mean, I definitely get to nerd out and delve deep into like artists like Lewis Cole and Clowncore and Noah, and like it definitely has helped me find really niche underground music that barely like only if like a few hundred people are into. That's like the craziest shit you ever heard.
where can everybody find you online?
Planet Earth. But for now, behind the sun there's a mothership, and if you can get out there, you might find my vault of music. Okay, so my music's on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, and Instagram, and SoundCloud. That's Goofball Prodigy for now. There might be a KAYMIN later on. That's my favourite part about music is that, and not making the music actually.
Is the uploading?
Yeah.
I do sometimes do that too though. Like I put on my like editing and like posting hat, and so I'm thinking about what it's gonna look like later. Well, thank you so much for being on my garage sessions.
Thanks for having me, Jessie.
So Karen, don't be sad. You know the truth is true. The world can still be beautiful, but that part's up to you. If you were here with me, we'd be each other's anchor. Take on the world together. Nothing we could do. My name's Jessie-May K. This is Miguel Cullen-Green at Damien Gerard Studios for our garage sessions. Miguel, your main career choice is acting. How does that differ from music, and how does it work well with music?
It's all a creative expression. It's all art, and while they are two separate art forms, for me, I feel there is a lot of connection between the two, and I feel I sit in a similar kind of, I suppose you would say, mind state or mindset, way of being when I'm both acting on stage or screen or performing, playing music. And it's kind of a state of hyper-focus, being very present, completely in the moment, and completely with the story, with the character, or with the music. And it's a really wonderful state of mind to be in.
Yeah.
I find it really, really rewarding and very sort of enlightening, and really healthy. So yeah, they're both things I love doing equally well, and acting is just something that I'm sort of going for more at the moment, but music's always there too, and I had a great time today playing some awesome covers and a couple of original songs too. Yeah, it's been a great evening.
That's heaps good. And you said that it's something you love doing. Was that always your kind of choice growing up? Or you do have family, like your dad is a sound engineer and a press guy and a studio owner. Like, was that an influence on you growing up? Or were you always into music just anyway?
Yeah, I think both. My parents both very much music people, so that's always been part of my life. It's also, of course, a choice for myself as well. Something really crystallised and I suppose consolidated in those last few years of high school, and I realised that music and performing was something I could do more than just for fun, for a hobby. It was something I could actually really go further with and keep exploring and learning about who I was as a person and my place in the world and who we are as people. And I think that's something I'm still always exploring and finding those processes all the time in everything I do creatively.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like you have to be about it yourself to go far in it and for it to work as a career. As I was saying earlier, social media is a massive part of the industry these days. You don't have a lot of social media presence. Has that affected your career, and will there be some social media anytime soon?
Yeah, I haven't really had much social media presence, and that's something that may change a bit to self-promote, to work on my the business side of being an actor, creative, potentially down the line. At the moment, I'm finding work and auditions and things through Facebook, which is working out just fine for me at the moment. It's everything I need at the moment. So
yeah, I was about to say, and they can find you on Facebook.
That's
though.
right,
You got at least one thing. So
that's all I need right now.
Yeah.
It's working good.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being on my garage sessions.
Thank you, Jessie. It's been
That's
so much
okay.
fun.
The shore, and I think about all the things that I am grateful for. They say, hold on to the ones you love, keep them close to you. They say, hold on to this time we have, and let the light shine through.
Thank you so much to Damien Gerard Studios for letting me host my garage sessions. Thank you also to Murray Dilger and Marshall Cullen. And this has been KAYMIN, the Goofball Prodigy, and Miguel Cullen-Green. I'm Jessie-May K. See you guys shortly.